I love baseball cards. Got 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em, need 'em, need 'em, got 'em, got 'em, need 'em.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Card Show Pickups videos. If you haven't seen part one already from November, definitely check that out. I decided to break it up into two parts so I could share with you this item. And I picked this up, as I kind of showed in the last video, at the card show for $20. And I kind of leafed through it a little bit, and I didn't see a whole lot in there that was just really jumping out at me. But this is full of 9 pocket pages. You can see there's probably about 40 or so there, so I just wanted to share those with you and see if there's any nice little hidden gems in this. A lot of what I saw were kind of like these reprint retro type cards, like here on top. This is what actually caught my eye, and I've actually shared these before on this channel autographed. And these are the Seattle Pilots all-time team card set. And unfortunately, a lot of these gentlemen are no longer around, so I won't be able to get them signed. But this is initially what I was looking at when I was going to buy a couple pages out of this, when the seller said, just give me 20 bucks for the whole box. So after looking about 3 or 4 pages deep, I said, sure, I'll give you 20 bucks for it, just to have something to show off on my YouTube channel. So we're going to go through these. I don't know what they are, so I'm just going to pull them all out here. I have not seen maybe past 4 or 5 sheets here. So we're just going to go through these, see if they're front and back, see if they're just on the front. So potentially, this could be, 3, 4, 500 cards worth of cards. So let's just kind of go through these, and we'll go one by one through them and see what we got. Alright, so the first ones, as you can see, are the Seattle Pilots all-time set. There's a couple guys that I might be able to still get out of this set that are still around, like Rich Rollins up there in the corner. Unfortunately, there's Larry Haney, he's still around, but unfortunately Bob Walker just recently passed away. And I want to say Paglione also just recently passed away. So we'll just go through these one at a time. This is the all-time 61 Yankees, I want to say, or maybe the 64 Yankees, and there's a Bobby Richardson, who's a great TTMer. On the back, there's Al Downing. Roger Maris is here. He's no longer around, and Hector Lopez just recently passed away as well. I kind of got a feeling that maybe there might have been a Mickey Mantle right here, and that's not here anymore. So, not bad there. Now, oh, this is interesting. So this is some more of the Seattle Pilots cards, but this is a Drake's set also put on there. It says second annual. I'm going to pull one of those out here just to see what year it is. Looks like 82, because they have very similar backs to an 82 Topps. So this is the 82 Topps Drake's box set. Obviously it's not all here. Very mis-centered Pete Rose and a Johnny Bench. But on the back we got some Hall of Famers like Eddie Murray, Rod Carew. Let's see. That's the only Hall of Famers. But oh, Jim Rice right there in the middle. But a couple other guys that might sign. George Foster, John Mayberry. Are some pretty good signers. Looks like here we have a sheet of 81 Fleer. Nothing on the back except for Luis Salazar. I believe that might be a Joe Charbonneau rookie. I could be wrong. But the only Hall of Famer is Ted Simmons. So not really much on that sheet. Now this is interesting because there's a whole bunch of these, it looks like. I'm just going to go through these. I'm not going to read all the names to you, but this looks like a Topps Gallery from, what year is that? 2001 maybe? Yeah, 2000, 2001 Topps Gallery, and there are some stars here. I mean, there's Emmitt Smith on that one. There's Brett Favre down here in the corner on this. And these are just one-sided, but there are some spots missing, so that tells me some people were pulled out of here, or somebody was trying to put the set together. Unfortunately, they're not all here, meaning cards 1 aren't here. So this might be worth, trying to pick up some singles or something. There's Jerry Rice up there in the corner. And again, it looks like maybe somebody was trying to put a set together here. Again, nothing too special or fancy about these. But again, I didn't know these were in there. Marvin Harrison. Alright, so getting back to baseball. Looks like we have some 86 tops. Nothing to get too excited over here. Nothing on the back. It makes me wonder what cards we're missing. Like somebody cherry picked these before I got to them. Again, this is just a hodgepodge of random stuff. Nothing on the back on that one. Here's an interesting one. This is some leaders. So, I mean, this page is, this page right here is, definitely worth it with all the Hall of Famers that are represented here. Tons of Hall of Famers on these leaders cards. From Carlton to Reggie to Ricky Henderson. A couple Carltons, actually. 3 Carltons. So if you're a Steve Carlton fan, this would have been the sheet to grab. Now this one's not bad. Check this one out. An 83 tops sheet with multiple Hall of Famers on it. So we have, this is probably one of the more famous cards out of the set, aside from the rookie cards that are in there. The Nolan Ryan as a Houston Astro. We got the Eddie Murray, the George Brett, the Dave Winfield, the Johnny Bench, a Raleigh Fingers, and a Robin Yount. I mean, that's a pretty solid solid group there, and I think that's a Steve Sachs second or third year up there in the corner. So not bad. Unfortunately, nothing on the back. So the next page looks like a mix of stuff again. We got a Dave Winfield, Robin Yount, actually 2 Dave Winfields. So nothing too exciting there, but that 82 Winfield's pretty nice. Alright, so this next page, well, we got an 82 Jim Palmer, 81 Yount, couple rookie stars there. There's the Steve Sachs rookie right there. So the 82 Steve Sachs. And you know how I like getting these multi-card signed. I know some of these guys have passed away, but pretty nice. And nothing on the back there either. So here's some 85 tops, a couple father-sons. Nothing too exciting there, but on the reverse side we got a few more. Nothing too exciting there. Just another father-son. Nothing too exciting there. Now this was interesting too, because these are kind of the promo sets from back in the day, and these were the 5-card sets that Front Row put out for stars. And here's the Tom Seaver set with the little certificate there. Up here in the corner is a Jeff Bagwell hologram from back in the day. I don't know if you can see that because of the lighting. Here's a random Nolan Ryan Spectrum promo card. And these are just one-sided, but you can see the promo thing on the back there. This next page looks like more promo cards. Yeah, these are all promos. Just from, oddball card sets from back in the 90s. So that's pretty neat. This looks like to be the Yogi Berra set. All there, it looks like. So not bad there. Let's see here. This would be the Monty Irvin set out of the Front Row set. Sorry if I'm showing too much glare there. This looks like some more. This is more. These are Chuck Knobloch. I don't know if you can see those. Hold them in the right light there. Maybe you can see them. But these are Chuck Knobloch holograms, and this is a Roy Campanella hologram, and I've never seen that Campanella before. That's kind of an oddball card. I don't even know who made those. Oh, that's a Front Row also. So that Campanella is a Front Row card. And this is Signature Rookies Gold Signature cards. Marshall Falk being the only Hall of Famer there. Remember Josh Booty? He was such a big deal for a long time. So some definite randomly oddball stuff right there on those sheets. This next one, we got the Starline cards. Mark Grace, Manny Lee Davis. Nothing too exciting here, but that's probably the coolest Doug Jones card ever in the history of Doug Jones cards, with him with the flaming baseball. Looks like somebody picked through this sheet pretty good. Just has a Ryan Sandberg, Dawson, and a lot of empty spaces on the front. And the back has a couple Ripkins, Nolan Ryan, the Griffies. These cards aren't in the best of shape. You know, my guess is some kid probably put these in there. Alright, so these are interesting. This is another box set from back in the day. I can't recall the name of it off the top of my head, but I do remember this being from a box set. I actually have this Dwight Gooden card autographed out of that set, but you know, as you can see, some pretty nice names there with Willie Mays and Rose and Mathewson on down the list. And then on the reverse, we got a few more, including Cy Young himself, a couple more Willie Mayses out of the Home Run Legends set. You know, and I think these Home Run Legends, if I'm not mistaken, yep, I think these, if I'm not mistaken, yep, it's on the back there, really beat up. Look at the condition of that. But this Home Run Legends is actually part of the Big League Chew set. If you guys remember Big League Chew, it's still around to this day, but this has been well played with, I guess you would say, by whatever kid pulled this out. But you know, I do have one of these in my collection somewhere, because I remember buying a pack of that and getting a Home Run Legends card. So that's pretty cool, but unfortunately they're pretty beat up. Alright, so here's some Ted Williams collection cards. Carl Erskine's still around, he can sign. Unfortunately, I think all the rest of the people on this page are no longer with us. You know, but here's some pretty good cards on here. Bob Gibson, Al Kaline. I mean, these are some pretty nice cards, especially back in 1993-94 when these came out. So nothing on the back. Oh, I remember these all-time great cards. I remember you could get these from like Kmart, Walmart, whatever. There must be a couple Jackie Robinsons in there. But I remember you would get these, I think they're called high grade, if I'm not mistaken. And on the back, you can tell that there's no numbering to them. There's no indication of what set they're from. You know, and it looks like there's multiples in here of the same player. So, yeah, like for example, there's 2 Gehrigs in there. So that's pretty neat. Not really sure why they did that. Maybe they thought they were, you know, putting more in there at a time because there's more. Yeah, so makes more sense to put them back to back than it does shoving them the same way. Here's some Baseball Immortals cards. I remember seeing this set when I was a kid. I think I have a couple of these signed by some of the Hall of Famers that were living at the time, but this basically, this Baseball Immortals set, you know, again, front and back. You know, this is not something that's super expensive and still to this day, but I thought these were a neat set for, you know, kind of the 1974 Topps look with the multicolors. There's a couple more of the box set there. There's Willie Wilson randomly shoved in there. Willie's a pretty good signer still to this day. Here's probably the rest of the Baseball Immortals. There's randomly a Gerald Perry card that got loose, so we'll put that somewhere. But as you can see, this is basically every Hall of Fame. There's a nice Juan Marichal, look pretty nice. Maybe I'll send that to him, but it's pretty beat up though. I don't know if I'll send that one to him or not. But more of the Baseball Immortals. You know, again, these got rough edges on them. You know, somebody really played with these, to say it nicely. Here's more of the box set. I wonder if that whole set's here. I'm gonna have to just pull them all out because I'm pretty sure it's only a 44 card set. So I might go through there and see if they're all there and just put them in a team set bag. And with that said, I might go through to see if all the Immortals are there as well. So here's something unique. These are like the old Turkey Red cards. I've never seen these before. I'm guessing this is a Turkey Red reprint set, maybe, of some sort. There's the late Don Larson, who just passed away. There's some more of these orange Baseball Immortals. Cy Young, Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth. And there's a green one of the all-time great high-grade cards. So maybe there's more of those in here. I don't know. And again, like I said, this Baseball Immortals set, this might be the whole set. Because, I mean, there's a lot of them here. I'm just going to have to go through and see how many are actually in the set, as opposed to how many I actually have. But I'd almost rather put this together as a set, because it's not like you're going to ever sell singles of these to anybody unless they're putting the set together. And again, they're in pretty rough shape. So there's a couple more sets. Here's a Ray Dandridge front row set. There's a Buck Leonard front row set. There's an Ernie Banks front row set. There's a Whitey Ford front row set. And I have some of these actually autographed. These actually came out that were actually autographed. Here we have randomly Charlie Ward. So Charlie's a pretty good signer through the mail. A couple Charlie Ward promo cards. Actually, that's a promo. That's actually one card. So that's an uncut sheet of Charlie Ward cards. So that might be a neat little thing to stick in the mail to Charlie and ask him to sign. So here is a random King Griffey Jr. set. Front row Clubhouse Series King Griffey Jr. And I think they're all here. All 10 of them. So that's a set. So hey, look at this. We finally got out of the front row cards, and we do have some modern era cards, if you want to call it that. A couple Randy Johnson Topps Chrome there. There's a Tony Gwynn. A Piazza insert. There's a Greg Maddux insert there. Chipper Jones. Nolan Ryan. So we're back to these now. Back to these Turkey Reds, and gosh, where are those? Renato Golasso cards, I believe. Stars of the set. Yeah. So this is a Hall of Fame set. These white border cards. Again, some more Turkey Reds reprints, I'm assuming. Oh, and here's a little added bonus. Couple more Seattle Pilots. Jim Gosker, he's still around. I think most of these guys have passed, though. I'm not sure about Charlie Bates there. But on the back, we got a few more. So Dick Bainey, just actually did a video on him. I actually did John O'Donohue, excuse me. So a few of these guys are still around as well. And let's not forget another set of baseball immortals. And this one's kind of a unique one. This is Frank Robinson as a Dodger. You just don't see too many cards of him as a Dodger. So this is kind of a unique card of him. And hey, lo and behold, more of the baseball immortals with rounded corners. So, unfortunately, those rounded corner cards aren't going to do much for me. Let's see, a couple more of the 61 Yankees. A couple more of the Hall of Fame. There's Clemente and an Aaron. Those are pretty nice ones out of that set. There's Aparicio, Warren Spahn, Eddie Matthews. So I could have really used these a long time ago when I was writing these guys through the mail, but unfortunately not anymore. And to round out, another random sheet here has an A-Rod insert in it from the 90s, a Vlad Guerrero Sr. insert, Piazza insert, couple Nolan Ryans, nothing special about those, but over and an Omar insert. So we'll just put Gerald Perry here randomly in the middle of the page. Makes me wonder what's missing. And I think these just made my sign dirty. So I don't know if these were out in somebody's garage somewhere. I have to clean my sign off after this video. So, you know, 20 bucks wasn't a bad purchase on these. I'd say that's about what they're worth if you want to get down to it. I mean, I'm not going to go through and sell every one of these or anything like that, but you know, I thought 20 bucks was a fair price for all this. You know, to me, this probably was the best sheet out of the bunch. You know, tell me what you think. I mean, if you were paying $1 a sheet on these, this definitely would get your dollars back with, you know, all the Hall of Famers there. So tell me what you think of this nice big pile that I spent 20 bucks on. Not the greatest find on earth, but definitely fun to go through with all of you and, you know, kind of go through memory lane and check out all these Hall of Famers and talk about them. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Definitely check out part 1 of the card show pickups, and as always, happy collecting.